stuff of nightmares. Charles Heartbreak as flames destroy land of Father Prince Philip. Prince Charles has made a powerful call to arms for individuals to step up and help combat climate change. The Prince of Wales' message follows a number of devastating wildfires around the Mediterranean and the US, including in Greece, the birthplace of Charles' late father, Prince Philip. The wildfires have been described by experts as some of the largest and most deadly in history. Writing in the Daily Mail, Prince Charles said it was truly the stuff of nightmares to see flames swallow the European landscape. He wrote, "Owing to family connections, I have always felt a particular fascination and affection for Greece. Apart from the allure of her landscapes, history and culture, both my father and grandfather were born there, which is why I was so touched to be invited earlier this year to celebrate the bicentenary of the country's independence. Now, 5 months later, it has been heartbreaking to see the devastating fires affecting Greece, Turkey, and now Italy, which has just recorded Europe's highest ever temperature. It has been truly the stuff of nightmares to see the once blue sky above the Peloponnese, Attica, and the island of Evia turn a bright orange as mile after mile of the country's famed landscape and over 1 lakh hectares of forest and farmland have been swallowed up by ferocious flames, causing the tragic loss of life, injury, and the widespread destruction of so many people's homes and livelihoods. I have heard reports recently from British firefighters who rushed there to help who say they have never seen such fires. I can only imagine that their colleagues battling to bring the fires under control in California and from the west coast to the prairies in Canada would say the same. The Prince of Wales, 72, is an avid climate change activist who often speaks about issues surrounding our planet. Charles has been campaigning for a sustainable future for over 50 years and has teamed up with several British businesses to help create new policies for the private and public sector. Drawing on data from the recent UN report on climate change, he pleaded for British business leaders to help contribute to solving the climate crisis or the planet will be done for. He wrote, "The predictions last week in the special report of the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on climate change were unequivocal. Unless we take immediate and urgent action, its scientists estimate there is an 89% chance of extreme events that used to happen once a century happening every year." As we approach COP26, the International Climate Change Conference in Glasgow this November, this should surely serve as a wake-up call that climate change is happening now. We have been in the last chance saloon for too long already. So if we do not confront the monumental challenge head-on and fast, we and the world as we know it will be done for. This is why I have long believed that the private sector, with its trillions of dollars, has an absolutely critical role to play in an effective and practical partnership with governments, NGOs, charities, and individuals. Unlocking the enormous investment potential in the private sector could accelerate the world towards a game-changing green transition, which is why, over the past 18 months, I have spent a great deal of time trying to bring the world's leading businesses together, sector by sector, to that end. Back in January, Charles launched his Terracarta initiative, which called on the private sector to set out a decade-long recovery plan to help accelerate the practical transition to a greener future. At time of writing, The initiative has won the support of over 400 leading companies. Charles added, "We now have no alternative. We have to do all we possibly can in the short time left to us to avoid the enormous climate catastrophe that has already begun to show its face in the most terrifying ways, most recently in the Mediterranean." World leaders, working closely with the private sector, have the power to make the difference. COP26 affords them an opportunity to do so before it is finally too late.